Hey everyone, I am TH Pine and welcome to Tricone Lab. What is Tricone Lab, you ask? I like to call it a minimalistic drag the right things to the right place in the right order puzzle game. It's going on to Steam Early Access on the 12th of November and this is what it looks like. So it's a puzzle game and the goal of the game is to create tricones, which are those things you can see in the lower right. And you do so by using a tricone catalyst. You can see the names in the upper right, which is this thing, and combining it or connecting it to those blue and green and red cones. And in order to do so, we have to remove those barriers here, or those borders, I guess. And we do that by using breakers. So you drag a breaker over here, it connects with the border, and we can either press the brake button, double click it, or press F1, and it will destroy the border. And that will allow you to allow us to connect the green cone with the tricone catalyst. There we go. Let's do the same over here for the red cone, and complete the puzzle. There we go. So we got the tricone and complete the level. So that's a main goal. Was one of the very easy levels. The game starts very slow, the first few levels are really easy, but it gets a little bit more complicated later on. So this is one of the more complex levels, but it's still very easy, I would say. So it's a little bit more complex because you have to create 3 tricones, and you have 3 tricone catalysts to do so. And we have breakers with multiple or with more than one mobility. Mobility are the black dots around the breakers, and they allow the breakers to move multiple times. So we have this breaker, for example, which has mobility 2, so we can jump it twice. Basically, we go to that border, and then we drag it over there, and it goes there, and destroy that border, so we can connect this one and get a tricone. There we go. We can do the same here with only 1 mobility, and the last one goes over here with 3 mobility, jumping to that border and connecting that one. There we go. So that's a little bit more complex, but still fairly easy. So let's go into one of the more complicated levels, I would say. So the game has multiple maps. Yeah, it has a lot of maps actually, and every map has like around 5 levels, I think. And overall there are 100 levels, and there's a map editor, so people can make more levels. For some reason, the scrolling in this screen is weird. If I scroll down, I'm at the bottom, and if I scroll up, I'm at the top, which is not how it should work, which is a little inconvenient. But anyway, you can drag it, so that's fine, I guess. So let's go to this map, which is has a little bit more complex levels. So some maps introduce more mechanics, and there are a lot of mechanics. I did not unlock too many yet, but I will show you in the map editor later how many there are. So let's take a look at this level. This was, I think, the first level that took me a while. So I got stuck. That was the first level I got stuck a little bit on. Not really stuck, but it took me a while to figure it out. So you can see this is a bit more complex. This is a new mechanic here. That those are breaker catalysts. They allow you to create breakers if you connect them to breaker templates and those mobility thingies. So what we can do, for example, is destroy this barrier, connect the mobility 3 and the breaker template to this breaker catalyst, and create a 3 mobility breaker, which we then can use to jump over here and destroy this barrier, which allows us to create more breakers over here. And now we break this wall, and then this one, create another breaker, and there we go. So that looked fairly easy now that I know how it works, but trust me, this took me a while to figure out. So this was one of the more complex levels. Let's go into another one to show you a few more mechanics and stuff. Let's take a look at this one. That was fairly interesting. So in this map, there's a new mechanic introduced called anti-catalysts, and basically, well, it's hard to explain, so let me just show. As soon as I break this wall, the anti-catalyst will automatically connect to 3 pieces. And this will make this level unsolvable. Luckily, there is an undo button and a restart button if you want to. So undo redo works very well in this game. There we go. So we undo to restart. So we break this wall. So so we have to save those tiles before it grabs them. So let's do this, shall we? And break the wall. And that still doesn't work because it grabs the mobility 1 thingy. We need to create another breaker. So let's actually undo this. And not connect the green one, because there's another green one over here. So we just break this. It will, it has different priorities, and I think this one has the lowest priority. So now we can create another breaker and solve this level as well. There we go. So let's actually take a look at a level I did not play yet. So let's take a look at this one and see if I can figure it out here live for you. I might get stuck and then we have to abandon it, but well, gonna see. So what do we have? We have 3 breakers with mobility 1. A bunch of breaker parts, We have to create one tricone, and there's an anti-catalyst, so we have to break this eventually. I guess we have to break this and this. And wait, how do we start? Oh, we have breakers over here, right? We have to break this and this. We have to break this at some point as well, I guess. We actually have to break everything, don't we? Yeah, we have to. How many breaks do we have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we need to break 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should be possible. So let's see if we can do it in the right order. So we start with this one, because that's our only option. And then we could go in here, but then we cannot create new ones. So I guess we start by doing this. Oh, damn it, I forgot about that thing. I guess that was the wrong move. Let's see. I guess we break this one then. There we go. And now we can create a mobility 3 breaker. Is that useful though? Is that useful? We can... Oh yeah, that's useful, because now we can do this and break this one, which allows us to create more simple breakers. Like this. And now we can do this. Probably... let's not connect that. Let's just... Oh wait, we're out of breakers. That was probably dumb. We actually have to... No, we have to... Oh, that's actually tricky. How do we do this? Because we have to break this before we break this. Right? Because if we break this now, then we have a problem because it grabs all the parts we need. So that's clearly not gonna work. Let's restart. We have to break this before we break this. The problem is breaking this doesn't give us another breaker, which makes it a little tricky overall. Not sure how to solve this. Let me see. I think those two are pretty obvious. We don't really have another choice. And we have to use this like this as well, I think. Can't see of a different way of doing this. Well, we could now break this. Does this change anything? Potentially. No, not really. If we do this now, we can break this, but we're in the same spot as before. The thing is, we need to break this. This cannot be the last one to break. But I don't see a way around this. Ha! Okay, I might get stuck here. Let me take, give me another minute, and then we're gonna do something else, I guess. This cannot be the last one because it involves in a break in of itself. So this cannot be the last one we break. But how do we not make it the last one? Especially because this has to be broken before. So we have to break this and then something else afterwards. Well, we can start with it. Wait, does that work? Does that work? It actually did not. That might be the obvious solution. That might be the obvious solution. I guess that's it. Create another one here. Go for that one. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Was easier than I thought. I just got stuck a little bit. Well, yeah, you can see how those puzzles work, right? So there are some fairly difficult puzzles and some not so difficult puzzles. Overall, the difficulty curve is a little weird in my opinion. As I said, it starts... Did I mention it? I don't know. It starts really, really slow. The first few levels are really, really easy. I don't think I mentioned it yet. I tried to record the video earlier and I mentioned it there, so I got confused for a moment. So the first few levels are really, really easy. And then again, in some of the maps, some levels get really easy again. And then there are some levels who are really hard. So the difficulty curve doesn't seem to be completely right. But this game is going into early access. And one of the goals for early access is, from the developers said so, one of the goals is... So the developer said that one of the goals from early access, let's try that again, is to balance out the difficulty stuff and the difficulties and get everything fairly right and good. And also improve on the map editor stuff and map sharing tools and stuff like that. So let's take a look really quick at the map editor. So we can create a new map. Well, actually we have one already. There's my custom map, and that one has a level. So you can create your own maps, and then you can create your own levels. And as you can see here, you can just drag around and draw in the level, and you have a lot of different tools, and you can just drop them in here, easy as that. So that works fairly well. There are even more tools. I don't know what all of those do. I did not unlock them yet, so I don't know how they work. But there are a lot of different tiles, so you can see the game gets fairly complex later on, I guess. And as I said, levels get fairly difficult as well. And yeah, you can save those levels, you can share them, and the early access is mean to improve on the systems to share them and stuff like that. But yeah, creating them works fairly well already, so that's good. And well, 100 levels in the game already. There's an option menu I cannot show you though, because it's in a launcher before the game starts. It includes pretty much everything necessary, including key bindings and stuff like that, and audio sliders and resolution and borderless window. No full screen actually, but window and full borderless window. But it would be nice to have option menu in the game, because it's annoying to restart the game just to change some options, especially sound options and stuff like that. So that's a little annoying, but well, we can live with it. A little more annoying is that the game is actually running in Java, which means we have to have a version of Java installed, which is meh, but I guess you can live with that as well. That's probably not gonna change. So if you don't want to use Java, I guess you have to avoid this game. Sorry. But yeah, it seems like a pretty good puzzle game to me. So if you're into that kind of stuff, feel free to either put it on your wishlist and wait for the full release, or if you're happy with what you see already and want to support the dev, maybe get it in early access already. I personally I like it, but the thing is, I prefer open puzzle games to closed puzzle games. So an open puzzle game is one, that's the definition by me. So I consider an open puzzle game games like Infinite Factory or TIOS 100, where you have basically unlimited or infinite different solutions to a puzzle. While a closed puzzle game usually has one or two intended solutions, and sometimes a few more ways to do it, but one or two really clear ways how the developer intended to get the puzzle to be solved. And this is one of the closed puzzle games, which is not bad. It's just a certain kind of puzzles, and I like those kind of puzzles, but only for a while. So I play them for an hour or maybe two. It depends on the game. Sometimes it's only half an hour, and I enjoy the time with it, but then I get bored of them. But that's just my personal thing. So that's the same here. I played it for an hour or so, and then was like, man, I don't know, not gonna play more of that. I understand how the game works now, and I see how the puzzles will be later on, or I can imagine how the puzzles will look like later on, and then my curiosity is fulfilled, basically. Not fulfilled, what's the word? Anyway, so I just get bored of those kinds of games after a while. But that's just me. If you like those games, I think this is a good pick. So yeah, it's Tricone Lab. It's going into Steam Early Access on the 12th of November. I am TH Pine. Thanks a lot for watching. Have fun, and see you next time.